how to improve all fundamentals of tuba playing by honing in on just one key skill so you can actually become a tuba master. And I stumbled upon this during one of the worst parts of my playing career. And I'll keep the story short, but I do have to share a little story with you because I just want you to understand how powerful this is. Yeah, I'm gonna set my horn down. But anyways, so the reason I'm sharing this story with you is because I found that I'm not the only one that's kind of had this circumstance before, so I really think it's helpful to share this with as many tuba players as I can. But there was a time where I was playing and I was practicing for like hours and hours a day, right? I was working on crushing the high register, all the things were working, I was playing a ton of solo rep, and it was just boom, 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 next thing, next thing, next thing. But it ended up getting to a point where I was getting so tense and frustrated with my playing. Like I would go to play and then things wouldn't work and that would make me frustrated and that would make me more tense. And it was just like this never-ending cycle of just kind of spiraling down. And it got to a point where I would go to play and I didn't have any trust of what was going to come out of the horn because like nothing was working right. I thought I was breathing right. I thought those things were working, but they just weren't. It got really scary for me because I thought my body was maybe like rejecting me playing the tuba. I've heard all those horror stories of people physically not being able to play anymore. And I was like, well, I'm too young for this, but I was getting really worried about it. So anyways, what I ended up doing was I called up one of my old mentors at the time and I was just telling him about the situation. And he told me, here's what I want you to do, okay? He's like, I want you to put the horn down for a week and I don't want you to touch it. I want you to just take time away from it, take time away from the music, just focus on you and just leave it to the side. And I said, okay, fine. And then after that, he was like, once you've gone through that week, I want you to start playing again, but I want you to only play for a couple minutes at a time. And I don't want you to play anything above low C. So low C down into the pedal register and just spend time doing flow studies. Okay, so I was like, okay, sure, fine, okay. And then he said, when you come to your lesson, I want you to not warm up that day, and I want you to just focus on, getting in a good headspace when you get there. And I said, sure, fine. So I did those things, and I got to my lesson, and we started talking about what was happening. And he said, really, Joseph, the secret to mastering the tuba and having full control over it is to really start spending that time down in the low in the pedal register. And the reason is because it makes all of those different aspects of the horn, like articulation, breathing, embouchure, flow, flexibility, it's a lot harder when you do them down there. And if you spend your time down there, it actually taxes your chops less, and it makes everything that you do on the horn more efficient because you have that awesome embouchure. Most of the time when I've run into range problems, like especially upper range problems, usually like capping around like for tuba players, the F in the staff, what's usually happening is there's a lack of air and there's an embouchure deficiency. So ever since I've started, seeing this method and saw the light with this, that's immediately what I do. Anytime somebody tells me they have a range issue, I send them to the basement. We go 4-valve, all that stuff, 5th valve if you got it, and going down into the pedal tones. And you spend just as much time as you can down there. Hopefully, just like myself, what you'll discover is, since it's more challenging in the low register, it can help you master efficiency and master flow and all those things. And it's almost like magic, right? Then it just spreads through the horn, and it's really funny how it works that way. But when you get all of that dialed in down in the low register and in the pedal register, it really helps you take that to the next level on all aspects of the horn. I really don't do a lot of work on high range anymore. I spend that time in the low register, and then because everything's working, I get myself out of that negative headspace with high register, and I just focus on double the airspeed and those clean vibrations.